What's going on, everybody? It's the Ath Geek. I am your athlete geek, Uche Waneri. And the announcement was made today, and I'm sure it was to the surprise of no one, that Bioware has decided to halt any further development on Anthem. Now, why is this a story that is, so important today on this Wednesday? Well, Anthem is kind of the result of a company that has no vision, a company that doesn't understand where they want to go with the game. And when they try to cut corners and release a half-baked, nearly completely alpha product to the market, you have this as your end result. You have a catastrophic failure of epic proportions. And really, it's a little bit more understated now because this game came out over a year ago. So, it really would have meant more if this happened sooner, but, it happened today. And EA made an announcement a week ago that they would be making a final decision on Anthem in the coming week. And now here we are, a week or so later, and, nobody's really surprised by this. Is it big news? It's still big news because even as bad as Anthem is, there is a community out there that plays the game. So, of course, they're going to be upset by this news. But, I think it says more to the people who bought this game, the people who pre-ordered this game, such as myself, who pre-ordered this game, the $100 edition, sucked in by an E3 demo that blew people's minds and completely misrepresented what this game was supposed to be about. But just to play it and to see that there were no elements in the game that were promised, to see that there was just nothing there that really drove the narrative of the game. The single player mode was, pretty much, useless. This vast, lush marketplace that we saw in the demo, it was nowhere to be found. It was barren and empty. Pretty much the entire way that you walk through the environment in the open, I guess, quote unquote, open world of the marketplace for your mechs that you go into and you ride off. But this is just huge failure. This is failure personified by Bioware and EA. And almost to a certain extent, I can't even blame EA that much because at the end of the day, the executives got to make a decision. They got to make a decision, and they're going to make a decision based on the money. Does it make sense? If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And, they've been trying to stay on this roadmap to introduce improvements to the game. And, it's just not something that was going to ever really be the kind of finished product that one would hope, simply because there really was nothing there to start with. There really was nothing there to start with this game. This game was in pre-production for 6 years. 6 years. Scrapping everything, starting over. I mean, it was ridiculous. And then they went and came to E3 with a demo, which really was fake because it was not, based on any kind of engine or system that they actually had implemented into the game. So they literally misrepresented and, falsely advertised what their product was going to be. But let's take a look here. Let's take a look at this article. And first, obviously we've got Twitter here. Twitter is going to, have your head. The internet is undefeated. And when you look through here with the announcement, Bioware is ending development on Anthem after over a year of overhaul. And will instead focus its resources on Dragon Age and Mass Effect. Now, I ain't mad at that. Go to Mass Effect, kind of put your focus into this updated edition, and in the future game that's coming out. They had the little pre-rendered short intro announcing it, back last year, but that's a game that really is in dire need of a win here. Andromeda was a mess, and it kind of hurt the brand because, again, it was another game that came out half-baked, that came out, broken to a certain extent. A lot of issues with the graphics on the eyes, and just a lot of bugs in the game on top of that, was, just such a total left turn from what we were used to with Mass Effect. It was, boring. It was just boring. It was just boring. You can see here a lot of the sentiment from people in response to this announcement is, of course, once again, EA has bamboozled all of us. They've gotten our money and they've shut down shop and are moving on to something else. You can see here, glad I pre-ordered the Legendary Edition only to be told to wait for improvements, and for those improvements to never to come. Thanks for literally stealing $100 from me, EA and Bioware. I mean, that pretty much says it. That's how I kind of feel. I mean, I really bought into this game and pre-ordered it like a fool. And doesn't it kind of just feel like we've all just been getting fooled lately? I mean, you got CD Projekt Red and their situation with Cyberpunk 2077. That's a game that I pre-ordered. It's kind of become a almost predictable outcome when you see a game that's boasted as a AAA game, and it's getting all of this hype. How many times have we been disappointed? It's been a lot more times been disappointed than actually seeing a game come out and hit its stride almost immediately. Obviously, for the one game that I think did that last year, it was Ghost of Tsushima. But other than that, we had a lot of big releases that were failures. Objectively failures. I mean, when you have to release a huge first day patch, then there's obviously some time that you guys neglected in finishing the product and polishing and buttoning it up so that you can have a truly gold launch for a title. When is the last time we saw something like that? Maybe Doom. I think Doom was another one that did come out very strong, didn't have many bugs, didn't have many issues, and it was a top-notch game. It was a AAA game. But I mean, we've just been disappointed a lot, and I think everybody can agree with that. We really have been disappointed. But also here, BioWare released this lengthy statement to go along with this announcement that they're going to stop development on Anthem. And really, I read through it. It's a long read. I'm going to spare you guys. I know, reading the headline is enough for most people because we knew that this was probably going to be the inevitable outcome. But this is, basically a statement that kind of runs along what you would expect for a developer that has, ultimately failed to deliver on what they should have done right the first time because it's their job. And of course, they're going to use the pandemic as part of the excuse as to why they had to shut down this development. But, obviously nobody can really argue against that. So even though we know that without the pandemic, we probably are still looking at a shutdown of development on this game, they can use that and safely creep over to the other side of the finish line as they wrap things up. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments down below. Hit the like button if you like this video. I will catch you guys on the next one. I am your athlete geek, Uche Waneri. Everybody stay safe out there. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.